Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So before we go on to the set agenda for today, I'd like to explain. I've realized something, and that is the Golden Tulip Air network, even though it uses a WPA2, which is a strong encryption, is an insecure network, and I would like to demonstrate why. So we start off by checking if our network adapter is connected. So we use the command sudo ifconfig check, then asks for the password. So on the regular, if the device was not connected, only these two would show. But since the network adapter is connected, the WLAN 0 column is showing over here with the MAC address as this. So then we would like to change our MAC address. And the reason why we always change our MAC address whenever you are trying to crack a password or trying to do network related things is because it's for security reasons. So that day one, you cannot be tracked in case anything goes wrong. So as I was saying, you change your MAC address for security reasons so that at the end of the day, you cannot be tracked in case anything goes wrong. So we'll do this by first using the sudo ifconfig WLAN 0, which is the network adapter. Then to show you what was here. So then you type WLAN sudo ifconfig WLAN 0 down. Now what this does is so what the WLAN 0 down does is it shuts down all background processes. So we do that, and then we'll use the MAC changer method. WLAN 0. Now what this command does, the sudo MAC changer -r WLAN 0, it changes the MAC address of your network adapter, right? So then do that, and then the current MAC address, which was over here, which is the 1E, was changed to 6E7886E1, and hence that is the new MAC address that has been provided to your network adapter. So then you bring this thing back up, WLAN 0 up. So the next thing to do is you change the mode of the So the next thing you do is you change the mode. Since you are come to monitor the transfer of packets, you change the mode of the WLAN 0 from managed to monitor, right? And this is how we do it. You first type sudo ng check kill. So the check kill will kill any background processes that will try and interfere as you are changing the mode from the managed to monitor. So type that, and it killed the processes WPA supplicant. So then type sudo mmon ng, that's it. Now what this command does is it enables the monitor mode on the WLAN 0. So after this, we move on to monitoring packets. So we use the command arrow dump ng. Now arrow dump is used for packet capturing through the use of the network adapter, which is the WLAN 0. And in layman's terms, what this does is it shows you the number of networks in your region, right? So when we press enter, see, it has showed all the networks within this region. The BSS ID shows the MAC address of the network. So Masiri Hostel's MAC address is 7E8A, this one. Then the power shows the signal level of the network reported by the card, right? The beacons shows the number of announcement packets sent by the access point, which is the network. And the data shows the number of captured data packets. This column shows the number of data packets per second within the last 10 seconds. The channel shows the channel number taken by the beacon packets. MB shows the maximum speed supported by the network or the access point. Encryption algorithm used is stated here. And when it comes to types of encryption, we have WPA, WPA2, and WEP, right? And then we have the cipher used, which is CCMP. Authentication, whether it has a password on it or not. If there was a password on it, it will always show PSK, PSK, PSK. If there was no form of password on the thing, it would have showed OP. It should have been OPN, I think. Yeah, OPN. Then the ESSID shows the name, in which case Masere Hostel, Classic House, Open Zone, Colombiana, Huawei Y7 Prime 2018. That's a very interesting name. Ashesi. Remove. Today what we are going to be focusing on is the ESSID. Let me close the listing. The ESSID Huawei B6124F2E. And to do this, we are going to capture the packets of that network, the Huawei, using its BSS ID. So then we're going to use arrow dump ng. Whoa. BSS ID. Then you input the MAC address. Copy selection. Paste selection. Then you specify the channel used. And in this case, the channel was channel 7. Then we write it to a file name. You can specify any file name. In this case, I'll use CPT. Then you add WLAN 0. You put your password. Interesting. Sorry for the error. Mine is not perfect. So paste selection. Oh. Let's try this again. So as you can see, it's created the file, it created a capture file cpt01.cap, and the information being displayed here shows you the BSS ID of the router, which is the Huawei, the Huawei B612, and then it gives you additional details, the encryption, the cipher, the RXQ as well. And then it also shows you devices that are connected to the network, in this case, which is my phone. I've connected my phone to this network, and this is the MAC address for my phone. So what we are going to do next is de-authenticate or de-associate my phone from the network. So we are going to use the replay command. Do that. So this is the MAC address of the router, and this is the MAC address of my phone. Now, what this command is going to do is that it is going to inject this disassociation packet to the router to create the impersonation that you would like to disconnect the phone, or the phone would like to disconnect from the router's network. So we are going to change this. So we are going to create a fake injection and change this, because as you checked, I think somewhere here, the IVs for this one is small. So we do 1,000. I'm going to also check on my phone whether it was actually disconnected from the service. So you're going to press enter and put the password. Also, it actually disconnected my phone. I could show you the phone. Now it looks like I think it's okay. It actually disconnected me from the accessing the network. So what we're going to do next is going to stop this process. We're going to create a word list for to generate a password for cracking the router. So we are going to, this number signifies, so we're going to use crunch, and crunch role in this situation is to generate a word list for that will be used later in cracking the router. 7 in this situation shows the minimum number of characters that are going to be used. 8 shows the maximum number of characters, and I'm going to use 1, 2, 3, ABC $sign minus 0. So that means you should send minus O, which means that you should send the packets once. Then we are going to specify a file name, do it psk.txt. So it says that current should now generate the following amount of data, which is 55 megabytes. And current should now generate the following number of lines, which is 6,588,344. And these are the lines. These lines represent the number of times in case you are going to, when we are going to crack it, it represents the number of times it's going to iterate through the whole this thing in order to find the router password, right? And looking at this is going to take a very long time to do that. So I would like to use a cheap way out because time given is kind of small. So we are going to do nano psk.txt. So yes, this was what was going to be generated. And that this was going to read through all of this. 6 million. Not be small. So I'm going to put, since we already know the router password, we're going to input the password over here. Yeah, 129. Yes, and so now when you come down here, we're going to use the air crack, which is the final method. Sudo air crack, which is going to be used to crack the router password -w. So sorry, which is cpt and cap, which is the file name that we specified over here. This is the router's BSS ID, and then it's going to use with the psk.txt as a reference for a word list. We're going to go to this. So press enter, input your password, and it shows you the key for the password. Now, this was where you placed the thing was at 0.07% of the whole lines of code. That means it would have taken us a while for us to be able to generate the password for the router. So looking at this and how easy it was to find the password and crack the router, as well as disassociate somebody from the connection, I can come to the conclusion that the network is unstable, and I would like the security personnel to do something about it. If they need help and assistance, they can contact me. I'm always available. Thank you very much for your time. Have a wonderful evening. Bye.